Wow, this is really fun. Hi, my name's Cheeying Ho. My talk today is called The Space in Between, aka the Millennial Mindset and Social Entrepreneurism. I don't usually start a talk off with a photo of myself, but when I came up with the title for this talk, The Space in Between, this photo came to mind of a hike I did several years ago. It really shows the space in between. The idea of the space in between describes a place of not one definitive thing or another, but a blend of two ends of a spectrum, of two polar perspectives, of two ways of doing things. It's a place of innovation. But why do I bring up millennials? I like to talk about the millennial mindset rather than just millennials. Looking around, maybe not all of us are millennials, born somewhere between 1982 and around 2000. But we all may have an inner millennial, or we all might have the millennial mindset. So let me tell you what that is. Even though we may think of millennials as being self-absorbed and conspicuous in everything they do, there's some pretty interesting characteristics that we can describe of the millennial mindset that are conducive to changing the world. These characteristics include conspicuous leisure. Millennials are compelled to document everything they do and then share it with the world on social media. However, this takes business accountability and transparency to a new level. Millennials embrace rare and unique experiences, but they must be authentic. The sharing economy. Millennials embrace opportunities such as Airbnb, tool libraries, Uber, meal sharing. They're connected and networked, and they like to collaborate more than other generations. Healthinism. Millennials are less concerned with weight loss and looking good, but are more concerned about being healthy. However, they wouldn't hesitate to mix fitness with hedonism and partying hard. And good food is an essential cultural experience that is to be shared. Another characteristic is called bleisure. US millennials are more likely than any other demographic to combine a business trip with leisure travel that aligns with their personal interests. And how does the millennial mindset think about work and money? It's no longer black and white like previous generations, perhaps. Millennials are more careful about taking on too much debt and spending frivolously. They're motivated more by experiences than by stuff, and they're socially conscious. They shop and buy products and services from businesses that prioritize social causes that align with theirs, including the environment. It's good news for Canopy, right? They expect hotels and resorts to incorporate social and environmental responsibility practices right into their operations. So let's learn from this millennial mindset, where the space in between these dichotomies is blended and becomes the space for innovation. With respect to business, let's move beyond corporate social responsibility. While CSR are important practices, they're often just distinct from the business purpose or the business mission. Instead, let's focus on the innovation space in between business and society, between financial profit and social profit. This is the social enterprise space. A social enterprise is an organization, it can be a nonprofit or a for-profit, that uses business strategies to create social and/or environmental benefits. Its social mission is as core to their success as any potential profit. And I think we saw some examples of amazing social enterprises. This is one of my favorite ones and the most disruptive social innovations or social enterprises that I've heard of recently. This is Wise Monkey. Has anyone had Wise Monkey tea? So their social purpose, you can see, is integrated right into their business purpose. Their mission is to break the poverty cycle in coffee communities by harvesting a tasty, healthy, and sustainable product. This was started by two guys doing some research for a new business project. They'd been traveling around the world, they'd been to Nicaragua a few times, and were aware of the difficulties that Latin American coffee growers and farmers face. So they started doing some research and found out about the benefits of coffee leaf tea. So it's the tea made from the coffee plant leaves. They realized that this could solve a serious problem in the coffee industry. The coffee industry in the last few years, the coffee industry and the market has been plummeting worldwide, and because coffee beans can only be harvested 3 months of the year, most of the workers were seasonal, and most of them were unemployed the rest of the year. So they figured that if the farmers could also sell the coffee leaves, they could create a second source of income for their employees. So these two guys went to Nicaragua, met with dozens of organic farmers, and they came up with a one-of-a-kind revolutionary tea. What they say is, not only does it do your body some good, it does the farmers some awesome. The coffee leaf can be harvested year-round, creating year-round employment for the coffee pickers. They source their coffee leaves from an organic fair trade producer, this guy Armando Matalpalga in Nicaragua, who can now employ his workers year-round. And last year they won the World Tea Awards for their best product. And apparently this tea is smoother than other teas. This is very cool as well. This social enterprise is smart cutlery that can detect allergens and harmful bacteria. It's the creation of 2 young women who were inspired to combat the spread of a common bacteria that was transmitted through cutlery in China and causing cancer. These 2 young entrepreneurs invented this last year when they were 16 as a project for their grade 11 class at West Point Grey Academy. Not only can the cutlery detect allergens, for us who are less concerned with that perhaps, it can also detect nutrition and calories. And these girls came to Whistler last week and spoke at the International Day of the Girl event in Whistler. And close to home, these are just a few of the millennial thinking entrepreneurs who are disrupting how we do business in the Sea to Sky corridor. Douchey is sushi for pets. This is a new business, a new enterprise created by 2 chefs in Whistler who work with sushi restaurants and take the leftover salmon skins and scraps and blend it with the leftover pulp from organic juice bars and make a salmon jerky. And my cat really likes these. So, sushi for pets. Another one is Ski Heaven. They take your treasured old skis and snowboards and create works of art to capture your mountain memories and to keep these used products out of the landfill. And finally, this new enterprise was started by the Pie Company in Squamish. They created a new organization called Cutting Barriers Training and Employment Society to train people with barriers to employment and place them in service industry positions where there's a dire employee shortage in the Sea to Sky corridor. I could go on and on with the growing number of really innovative and disruptive social enterprises that I've heard of and that I've worked with, but I've only got 7 minutes. So in closing, I'd like to say that I hope by all of us releasing our inner millennial, we can use the space in between as our innovation space to create a better world. I'd just like to acknowledge my friends at Junction Strategies and Origin Designs for the ideas behind the Millennial Mindset and the space in between. Thank you.